I'm going to re-air a program I did previously because I believe notifications did not go out on it. I think I post too many videos all at once and it kind of uh, maybe overloads the notifications or something. There's certainly some sort of glitch in it. So I'm going to replay this video in which I go through why I'm going to destroy social norms, briefly pointing out that 50, 70 years ago, something like that, show was canceled because it showed a black man and a white woman dancing in public, and it was a national disgrace. May I suggest the same kind of language policing, uh, hive mind thinking, that the culture 50 to 70 years from now, 100 years from now, will look back on us and see the foolishness by which we lived our lives as well. The answer to this conundrum is in C.S. Lewis, where he says, read old books, and you won't be prone to the mistakes of your culture because you'll be able to see a little more clearly. Each culture has a blind spot and each culture has mistakes. But by reading old books, we can overcome our own cultural biases.
I'm about to play a little clip um, just to show you how culture changes. Cancel culture has always been around, but I want to show you that just in, say, 50 years or so, what people got canceled for, we would think is absolutely absurd and just flat out wrong. I can guarantee you that another 50 years from now, that culture is going to look back on this time and they're going to make fun of us because we all were a bunch of sheep. We listened to the baying of a one called Dr. Fauci. We all acquiesced and put on a bunch of masks, and it was all a frickin' lie. That's why anymore I'm not ashamed to bust up social norms, because regardless, 50 years from now, people are probably going to be saying a lot of what I've said and a lot of what I've got canceled for. For example, I told a young man who was lying out of his teeth about somebody I loved, I told him I was going to travel to Louisiana and kick his ass. Well, oh my goodness, that really, really was just so inappropriate. And now I ain't got no friends. People are stupid. And I hope everybody knows that I think they're all stupid. You want to know why I know you're all stupid? Because I'm prone to the same stupidity. And that's why I decided just to be humble, because, gosh, my blind spots might be bigger than everybody else's blind spots. I call them epistemological blind spots. But at least I'm trying to find mine, and I think probably other people, maybe half or a quarter of the people actually really try to be better people. But I've met that the majority of folks I've run into, Christian especially, but non-Christian, about 75% of them could care less about being a good person, and they just want everything for themselves. Selfish, selfish, selfish people. Anyway, I digest, but listen to this. Well, shoot. Come on now. Dang it. I gotta make sure my mic was on because then I can't remember. Oh, yeah, it was. Okay, can't stop it. Sorry. Boomer. Actually, I'm not. I'm a baby buster, I think, as they say. I'm only 51. Or, am I 51? I'm either 50 or 51.
Writer Alan Freed's name is obscure today, but he left behind one heck of a legacy. He's credited with being the guy who coined the term rock and roll through the world's first rock concert and was instrumental in determining the course of post-war American music. Between 1952 and 1957, he was practically the kingmaker of rock and roll. But what happened in 1957? At the time, Freed had a nationally syndicated ABC show, Big Beat, which broadcast his newfangled rock and roll to the entire country. One evening, however, something so unbelievably and unremittingly anti-American happened that the network had no choice but to immediately pull the plug. Big Beat showed a black performer dancing on stage with a white woman. It might sound ridiculous to 21st century ears, but that one interracial dance was enough to get Freed's show canceled. And it couldn't have come at a worse time for Freed, whose health was collapsing and marriage was falling apart. 2 years later, the final blow came. While still on the ropes from his Big Beat controversy, Freed was